Alright, guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got some big, huge news coming out of Atlanta, and no, it's not just the fact that they serve peach cobbler at their games, though. Let's be honest, that's a solid reason to visit. We're talking about the Falcons' quarterback situation. And oh boy, it's drama central right now. Buckle up, because the Falcons have made a decision, and it might surprise you. You know how the Falcons like to keep us all on the edge of our seats. But this time they've really raised the stakes. So, drumroll please, the Falcons have officially named rookie Michael Penix Jr. as their starting quarterback, replacing veteran Kirk Cousins. And listen, if that doesn't make you sit up and say, "Wait, what?" then I don't know what will. In the span of just one day, the Falcons have gone from a "we're not sure yet" vibe to an all-out QB change that could change everything. Cousins, who was supposed to be their guy, is out, just like that. Snap, it's a new era in Atlanta. My friends, let's break this down. I'll tell you why this move is both bold and risky. And let's be honest, when it comes to the Falcons, bold is practically their middle name. The drama before the drama. It all started with an innocent press conference. Head coach Raheem Morris stood there looking all professional, trying to keep things calm and collected, but little did we know, behind that calm exterior was a storm of drama brewing. When asked about the quarterback situation, Morris had that "I have no idea what I'm doing" look. Right? We've all seen it before. Like when you're trying to pick a movie on Netflix and spend 45 minutes scrolling before giving up and watching reruns of Friends. Here's what he said earlier on Tuesday, right after the Falcons had just snuck by with a narrow win over the Raiders, a team with a record worse than my fantasy football team. Morris said, and I quote, "We just got back. Man, we've still got to go through all that process like we always do." Translation: yeah, we're gonna make a decision. Just not today, okay? Classic coach talk. But, plot twist, by the end of the day, Morris was like, "Surprise, we've made our call. Michael Penix Jr. will be the man." Cue dramatic music. And that's how we got here. Folks, 1 minute, Cousins is starting, the next minute, Penix is ready to take the reins and lead the team into the future. Or, hopefully not into a dumpster fire. The case for Penix. Now, let's get into why this is such a big deal. Michael Penix Jr., the 8th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, has been the talk of the town ever since the Falcons decided to pick him. But, and here's the kicker, no one really expected this to happen so soon. I mean, Cousins has been the guy for most of the season. He was supposed to be the veteran leader, the guy who would guide the Falcons to the promised land, or at least to a playoff spot. Well, about that, here's the deal with Cousins. He's been solid for the most part. But he's also been pretty meh lately. His stats? They're fine, but nothing to write home about. 18 touchdowns, sure, but 16 interceptions? Ouch. Talk about playing with fire. And his mobility? Well, after tearing his Achilles last season, he's like the tortoise of the NFL, slow and steady. But also, a little bit sluggish. Not exactly the quarterback that inspires confidence. Especially when the Falcons' playoff hopes are hanging by a thread. But hey, that's where Penix comes in. The rookie has the tools. He has the arm, the accuracy, and, most importantly, the mobility. Remember how he led one of the most explosive offenses in college football at Washington? That's the kind of magic the Falcons are hoping he'll bring to the NFL. He's got the potential to be the future of the franchise. But can he handle the pressure? That's the million-dollar question. Kirk's bumpy ride. Now, don't get me wrong, Kirk Cousins had his moments. I mean, who could forget that thrilling 15-9 win against the Raiders, where the offense looked like it was stuck in first gear the entire game? Yikes. The Falcons barely escaped with a win against a team that's been a literal dumpster fire all season long. 1 touchdown. That's it. Against the Raiders. You gotta wonder if Cousins' arm is just a little too stiff for the NFL game anymore. His accuracy was off. His mobility was non-existent. And when the Falcons need a miracle to make the playoffs, well, that's not really the kind of quarterback you want under center. So yeah, we're all sitting here thinking, okay, let's give Penix a shot. After all, he can't do much worse than a guy who's been throwing interceptions like it's his side hustle. Penix is young, he's hungry, and most importantly, he's healthy. If he can come in and inject some life into this offense, then maybe, just maybe, the Falcons have a shot at making the playoffs. The playoff push. Speaking of the playoffs, let's talk about that. The Falcons are sitting at 7-7, and they're in prime position to make a playoff push if, and only if, things start clicking. They've got a good defense. They've got a solid running game. But they need a quarterback who can move the chains, score touchdowns, and most importantly, not throw the game away. Penix's first game as the starter will be against the 2-12 New York Giants. If he can't beat them, well, then we might have a problem. But the real challenge comes after that. The Falcons will face the Commanders and Panthers in the final stretch of the season. And while neither of those teams are world beaters, they've still got some fight in them. Penix will need to show he's got the chops to go toe-to-toe with NFL defenses. But hey, at least he's got nothing to lose, right? What's next for Cousins? So what happens to Kirk Cousins now? Well, that's still up in the air. I mean, we don't know if he's going to be the backup or if he's going to sit on the sidelines and try to rehab his mobility issues. But one thing's for sure, this is Penix's show now. Cousins might not be totally out of the picture. But unless something dramatic happens, Penix is going to take the Falcons into the future. This is a make-or-break moment for the rookie. He's got the talent, but can he handle the NFL spotlight? We'll see soon enough. But one thing is for sure. Atlanta fans are going to be holding their breath for the next few weeks, hoping that Penix can lead them to the promised land, or at least into the playoffs. Alright, folks, that's all for today. I'm pretty excited to see how this plays out. Michael Penix Jr., starting QB of the Atlanta Falcons. Can he save the season? Can he lead them to the playoffs? Only time will tell. But if you're a Falcons fan, you've got to be hoping for a miracle here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends, because you know they'll want to hear about this wild QB change. See you next time, and as always, keep your helmets on and your expectations low, because you know how the Falcons like to keep us guessing. What's up, football fam? Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into the gridiron drama, touchdown-worthy stories, and everything you didn't know you needed to know about football. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, because who doesn't like a good hit? And share this with your crew. Trust me, you won't want to miss what we've got today. It's going to be epic. Filled with some juicy NFL drama. And, of course, a lot of laughs. So, let's kick it off, shall we? The tale of Aaron Rodgers versus Ryan Clark, the battle of vaccines, media rants, and more. Alright, grab your popcorn because this is going to be a roller coaster ride through the latest beef in the NFL. In one corner, we have Aaron Rodgers, quarterback of the New York Jets, and in the other corner, ESPN's NFL analyst and former player, Ryan Clark. What started as a discussion on sports media quickly turned into a must-watch drama. And trust me, it's not your average Monday morning sports chatter. Let's backtrack for a second. The New York Jets broke a 4-game losing streak this past Sunday with a 32-25 win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. And who else but Aaron Rodgers? Fresh off his MVP caliber performance. To put on a show, Rodgers threw for 289 yards, tossed 3 touchdowns, and didn't throw a single interception. Yup, that's what we call a masterclass. But what really had everyone talking was Rodgers' appearance on the Pat McAfee show the Tuesday after the win. This wasn't just another post-game interview. This was Rodgers giving us a glimpse into the way he sees the sports media world. Spoiler alert, he's not exactly impressed. Rodgers' rant, the media, the vaccine, and the captivity of sports pundits. Now, Aaron Rodgers is no stranger to stirring the pot. But on this day, he really went off. During his appearance on the show, he called out the current state of sports media, and let me tell you, he did not hold back. He made it clear that many media personalities now act like they're the celebrities and not the players. You know, the ones actually doing the crazy stuff on the field. I've been around long enough to see the change, Rodgers said. Some of the opinions these pundits have are just asinine, and to make matters worse, they're getting paid to say them. They act like they're the stars of the show. Ouch. He wasn't wrong, though. Some of these pundits really do have bigger personalities than the athletes they talk about. Just ask Skip Bayless or Stephen A. Smith, right? But hold up, that was just the warm-up. Rodgers went on to really drop the mic. He shared his quick PSA reminder for anyone in the media who dares to criticize him. And no, it wasn't just another "don't hate on me" speech. It was an educational moment for all of us. Here's the kicker. Rodgers demanded that anyone who talks about him, or anyone else, for that matter, should first disclose their vaccination status. Why? Because, according to him, that's the key to understanding where their opinions are really coming from. Say whatever the hell you want about me. But just before you do it, Rodgers said, state your vaccination status. That way, we know what side of the fence you're on and we can take your opinions with the right context. Rodgers' vaccination rant, the captured media theory. Now, that was a twist. You've got to admit, Rodgers really knows how to turn a simple media rant into a Hollywood-level performance. He wasn't just taking shots at pundits, he was going full conspiracy theory with it. He went on to say that some members of the media are captured by the multi-million-dollar propaganda skyhawk, and that their vaccination status is a key factor in understanding their real motivations. Just get it out there. Rodgers continued, let us know you're fully vaccinated with Moderna and 3 boosters so we can understand where you're coming from. That way, when you talk about me, we'll all know, okay, cool, you're all in on the vaccine narrative. And now we can just chalk it up to that. Yeah, the man did not pull punches. And what really got the crowd laughing, and a little bit cringing, was when Rodgers suggested that media personalities who were so vocal about vaccination during the pandemic should now add their vaccination status right under their names on air. Forget about putting NFL analyst or Super Bowl champion. Let's get that vaccination status out there for all to see. Rodgers even cheekily referenced Ryan Clark's gold lapel pin that had his initials, RC, on it during his appearance on First Take. Put your vaccination status on there too. Rodgers joked. He wasn't kidding either. He seriously suggested that pundits be upfront about everything, including their vaccine status, when commenting on sports. Ryan Clark fires back, lapel pins, vaccines, and hypocrisy. It didn't take long for Ryan Clark to hit back on social media. He wasted no time taking to X, formerly Twitter, to clarify his thoughts and let Rodgers know where he stood. Man, I wish at Pat McAfee show would have let him keep going. It just got good. Clark tweeted, he had to admit,